Okay, so this is about the introduction to Bihar, and in this series, we will have a authoritative data about Bihar. So anyone could use these data in their examination, and this is how we will work. So in this series, we are going to learn about what kind of Bihar it is. That we will learn about the state profile. Then we will have some amount of governance profile of the Bihar. Then we will have facts and figure of Bihar. Then how the Bihar is leading the way. This is what we are going to study. Then we will have also some amount of policy discussion, which are the flagship policy of Bihar. So these were some of the things which we are going to study. Then we will also have some amount of cabinet decision to study. Then fact check and all the things that we will have on this site. So let us come with it. So let us go with state profile, then we will have governance, then we will have all. So have let's start with it. So this is the first lecture in the Bihar state series. So this is how we are going to work on. Like Bihar is located in the eastern part of the country, and it says about that it had a latitude of 24 degree 20 minute 10 second to 27 degree 31 minute 15 minute north, and then we have longitude, that is 83 degree 19 minute 50 second to 88 degree 17 minute 40 second east. So what the latitude and longitude means, latitudes are horizontal line, while latitudes are vertical line, longitudes are vertical line. So this is how the we can make difference about it. Now what it says, that it's a entirely landlocked country, landlocked state, sorry, it's a landlocked state, and it had outlet to the sea through the port of Kolkata, and it is not far away. So we will go to have a look on the map. It is about the Bihar. Like this is Bihar. It is landlocked because it had no any access to the port, and it had entirely landlocked by the north by Nepal, in east by West Bengal. Then we have in the west it is Uttar Pradesh. Then in the south we have Jharkhand. So this is how it is landlocked state. So coming to the next, it had only access to the port, that is Kolkata, which is not far away from Bihar. So this is how the things were. Now Bihar lies in the midway between the humid West Bengal in the east and the subhumid temperature of Uttar Pradesh. Since the humid is something that humid climate is there, where there is amount of moisture, and then it provides it is a transitional position, it is in the transitional position in respect of climate. So this assessment makes it clear that it lies into the humid, between the humid and subhumid region, so the climate is between a transitional phase. But what about economy, and what about the culture? We can explain the economy that if the Bihar, which is situated between the industrialized area of Uttar Pradesh, which is one of the good industrialized area in the amount, then we have also transportation and all industrialized city of the West Bengal, but Bihar is not such an industrialized state. So it located between one of the two greatest industrialized city states, and this is how we can say it's a transitional position between in the respect of economy also. Then there are some common feature which lies in the both things, like we have some feuding habit which assembles the culture of Bengal also. Then we have also Uttar Pradesh. So there are number of things which are similar to all of us. So this is how what it mentions about. So this is it is bounded by Nepal in the north. So we have seen this picture itself that it is landlocked, since it has Nepal in the north. Then we have west, which is Uttar Pradesh in the south. Then we have Jharkhand. Then we have in the east, that is West Bengal. So this is what it trying to make it. Then Bihar plain is divided into two unequal halves by the river Ganga, which flows through the middle of west of through the middle from west to east. So this is what the says that Ganga river flows from this, and this divided Bihar into two unequal halves. So this is what the thing. Now we have some amount of data like physical feature, and this physical feature mentions about latitude, which we have already seen. We have longitude, which we have gone through, and if you one wanted to note it down, they can note it down here. Now we have the rural area, which amounts for 92,257.51 square kilometer. Then we had also mentioned about the urban area, that is 1095.49 square kilometer. So in comparison to rural area, the urban area is very small. Then we have total area is 94,163 square kilometers, and it mentions that height above sea level is 173 feet. So average number of rainy day is 52.5 days in a year. So this is what the state profile looks like. If you consider, if you come to know about the demography of Bihar, then we will conclude the proportion of the peoples and their composition, who are living in the rural area, who are living in the urban area. So we will have that in the later phases of discussion. Coming to the next, we have some amount of coordinates, that is Patna, which had coordinates of 25 degree 37 minute north to 85 degree 30 minute east. So it could be a question in the interview, so one can note it down. This is what the things are. Now coming to the next, we have a country, like we belongs to a country that India, and since we have a federal structure, so India is a within India, the Bihar is a state. So this is what the things are. Now it had formed on 22nd of March 1912, and the existence of Bihar came up from the West Bengal itself. Now we will have I will ask you about, you should answer two questions, that when the Odisha is going to separate from Bihar and when Jharkhand is going to separate from Bihar. So you have to mention it in the comment box. Now coming to the next, we had the capital, that is Patna. Then we had largest city, that is Patna itself. Then we had districts, that amounts to 38. And when we consider about the current positions and their holders, like governor is Sri Fagu Chauhan, and then it mentions that chief minister as Nitish Kumar, and then we had deputy chief minister Sushil Kumar Modi. I think it is at the time when I am recording, they had not updated it, but still we have Sushil Kumar Modi mentioned here. Now we had the legislature, that is bicameral, and it had a legislative council of 75 seats. Then we have legislative assembly, that is of Vidhan Sabha, that is of 243 seats. Along with that, the seat of High Court is in Patna, and then we had the area that amounts to 94,163 kilometer. And we will have some amount of data, like according to the census of 2011, we will have some population data mention here, like we have total population of 10 crore 40 lakh 99,452. Along with we have the density, that is 1,106 kilometer 106 per kilometer square. So this is what the density is. Now we will have time zone, that is the from the grand meridian time, we are 5 hour 30 minute ahead. So this is what the thing, like we have official language of Hindi. So this is about the state profile. Now moving to the next, we have administrative units which have been divided, like this mentions that we have we have some amount of 38 districts which have been clubbed together and divided into some amount of divisions, and these divisions have been shown here, like Nalanda, Patna, Bhojpur, Buxar, Rohtas, Kaimur. It is located in Patna division. Then we will have West Champaran, East Champaran, Sitamarhi, Sivhar, Muzaffarpur, and Baisali. They are located in the Tirhut division. Then we had Gopalganj, Siwan, and Saran. They are located in the Saran division. Then we had Arwal, Aurangabad, Jehanabad, Gaya, Nawada. They are located in the Magad. Then we have Darbhanga, Madhubani, and Samastipur. They are located in the Darbhanga division. Then we had Kosi division. It is one of the famous division because it always come in the flood times. So frequent floods are very much common here. So this is what the Supal. It consists of Supal, Madhepura, and Saharsa. So this is what it constitutes. Then we had Purnia division that consists of Araria, Kishanganj, Purnia, and Katihar. And then we will have Bhagalpur division. The Bhagalpur division consists of Bhagalpur along with Baka. Then we had Munger division, that is Khagaria, Begusarai, Munger, Lakhisarai, Shekhpura, and Jamui. So this is what the Munger division consists of. And then we had already covered the Magadh division, which consists of Ara, Jahanabad, Arwal, Aurangabad, and Nawada. So this is what the administrative unit consists of, and divided into nine divisions. So this is all constitutes. Now coming to the next, we had divisions, which is mentioned here already, that is 9 division, along with we had 38 districts, and we have subdivision level, that is 101. Then we have community development block, that is known as CD blocks, that is 534. Then we had panchayats. It mentions that 8406 panchayat. Then we had number of revenue village, that is 45,103. And then we had number of towns, that is 199. Along with we had a statutory town, that is 139. We had non-statutory town, that is 60. Then we will have police station, and the number of police station mentioned here is 853. Then we had civil police station, that is 813. Then had we have railway police station, that is 14 number. Then police districts, that are 44. Then we had the civil police district, that is 40, and we have railway police district, that is 4. So this is how it consists of a number of data, but it does not require to remember all the things. Just have a look of all these things, because it might be a useful data for comparison for development in other states. So coming to the next one, we have key statistics as per the 2011 census. The density of population. Density of population mentions about 1106 square kilometer. We have highest density mentioned in the Sivhar, and this Sivhar mentions about 1880 per square kilometer. Since the density of population as the state of Bihar, it is mentioned in average density according to the land, and the highest density of any district had been measured according to that state and their their district and their district area and their population. So the highest density is in Sivhar, 1880 square per square kilometer. Then we had the lowest density, that is in Kaimur. It is 488 per square kilometer. So this is what the data is. Now we had most populous district is Patna. It consists of 58,38,465 peoples. Now we had least populous district is Shekhpura. It consists only of 6,36,342 peoples. We have sex ratio is 918 per 1000 male. So this is what the sex ratio is. Now coming to the highest sex ratio is in Gopalganj. Okay, that is 1021 for per thousand males. Now it's a very good sex ratio in Gopalganj. Then we had the lowest ratio, that is in the Munger, that is 876. So this is what the data mentioned. So this could be some questions because it's explicitly highlighted about the profile of that district. So this could be useful in the a useful question in the examination. Now we have lowest literacy rate, it is in the Purnia, 51.08. Then we have highest literacy, it is in Rohtahas, 73.37. So we have a range of 51 to 73. And then we had average population of a district, that is 27,39,459 people. So this is what the key statistics for 2011 census. So this is what constitutes the Bihar state and their profile. And then we are going to study about the history of Bihar. So if the link works, let us have a click on this. Okay. This is the history of Bihar. So coming to the this is about the history of Bihar. It says, since we before starting history of Bihar, I would like to enlighten you that the history of Bihar is one of the glorious past, and it had a number of educational institutions like Nalanda, Bikramshila. So it had a glorious past, and it had a glorious rulers also, and it was the capital of India at that point of time, and everything had been controlled from this place only. And the glorious past of Bihar is not only should not only be in the past, but should have some reflection, and it is also a imperative or indication, and in a way it's in inspiration for all the peoples of Bihar, that we should achieve that level of excellence in every field. So the glorious past should also have amount of as amount of some inspirations also, as we say that history sets example as well as warning. So we should learn from it, and we should make it a good place here. So this is what the history of Bihar gave us a lesson. Now, Bihar is unique state endowed with rich history. So this is what I mentioned about. It is the seat of significant mythological event and tales from the Ramayana. So since the Ramayana is a story between the Lord Ram and and Sita, so we seen that the Queen Sita belongs to uh, Sitamarhi, and to an extent Janakpur district. So particularly it is in you know in in this Janakpur district belongs to Nepal, but we had now it is a seat of significant mythological events and tales from the Ramayana. It is a birthplace of prominent religions, including the Buddhism and Jainism, and it was Bihar that sprouted the first seat of democracy. The first seat of democracy we had in Vaji Sangh. Okay, so how the things evolved, I will tell you in the last of this history of Bihar. But let's have a look on this. What's going on here? Like it was a Bihar where the first true kingdom, that is Maurya kingdom, present all over the subcontinent. So we will uh, a introduction what the word kingdom means, what the word empire means, and how they evolved. and then we will have also discussion about various kingdoms which evolved in Bihar and ruled the Bihar. Then we had Patna, which is situated on the bank of river Ganga, and it is the capital of Bihar, and the state current geographical boundary is shaped after its partition from the Bengal, and later on after separation from the Jharkhand in 2000. So this is what it says, that Patna is situated on the bank of river Ganga. Everyone knows it. Then we had the capital city of Bihar. It is. Then its geographical boundary had been separated twice. It gets separated from the Bengal gets separated in 1912. Then also it had separation from Jharkhand in 2000. And then we had ancient history of Bihar. The history of Bihar dates back to the very dawn of human civilization, as mythological tales and legends of Hinduism, the Sanatan, that is eternal, Dharma can be traced to the land of Bihar. So it says that it is a land of Hindus people, and the people who belongs to the Sanatan Dharma can be traced to the land of Bihar. Then it is a significant place in the Ramayana. So according to the mythological tale, Sita, the consort of the Lord Ram, was the princess of Bihar. So she belongs to the daughter of King Janak of Videha, the present district of Muzaffarpur, Sitamarhi, Samastipur, Madhubani, and Darbhanga in the north central Bihar mark the ancient kingdom of this. So this is what the uh, link from the mythological tale. Then we had, according to legend, the birthplace of Sita is Punar, Punora. Okay, so according to legends, the birthplace of Sita is Punora, and this Punora is located on the west of Sitamarhi town, and Janakpur is the capital of King Janak. So this is what it mentions about, and the place where the Lord Ram and Sita were married lies just across the border in Nepal. So this is what the relation between them. And then we had Maharshi Valmiki, the author of epic Ramayana. Okay, so also lived in Bihar, is currently known as Valmiki Nagar. So Valmiki Nagar is a place which is located in the West Champaran, that is district of the West Champaran. So this is what the name got its name from the Maharishi Valmiki. Then we had also, like we have these places of mythological importance. Like we can reach Janakpur from Sitamarhi district and Narkatiyaganj, Darbhanga. So what are the mythological important place we should visit in Bihar? They are mentioning about. They are mentioning about Janakpur. They are also Janakpur, which can be reached from the Sitamarhi, Narkatiyaganj, Darbhanga, and North Western Railway. And Valmiki Nagar could be reached in the West Japan could be reached from the Narkatiyaganj in the northwest of Bihar. So this is what they mention about, that two places of mythological importance could be reached in Bihar. Now he mentioned about the word Champaran. Champaran is derived from the Champa, Aranya, that is a forest and fragment of Champa. And Chamba is also known as Mongolia in English tree. Then we had, interestingly, the whole region was covered with a forest of Champa, and hence the name is given as Champaran. So this is what the official name and interpretation of the Champaran is. So we can use it wherever there is need of this as introduction to the Champaran. Now, the birthplace of the great religion of Buddhism and Jainism. So it was in the Bodh Gaya, and where the Prince Gautam got enlightenment and became Buddha, and the greatest religion Buddhism was born. So this is what the importance and religion importance to the religion of Buddhism and Buddhism. Also, It was in Bihar that Lord Mahavir, the founder of another great religion, Jainism, was born, and they attained Nirvana, that is death here. So the place where the Lord Mahavir attained Nirvana is located at the present town of Pawapuri, which is not far from the capital city, Patna. So this is what the things they are mentioned about. So the Prince Gautam, who belongs to also a gun in the Vaishali Republic, and they belongs to Kshatriya clan of the Sakya gun. So they got born at the place Lumbini. They enlightened at Bodh Gaya. They gave their first sermon at Sarnath, and along with that, they had their death at Kushinagar. So we can have all these things associated with the life of Buddha. Now we had an important site of Sikhism. Like we had the 10th and the last Guru of Sikh, that is Guru Gobind Singh. Maharaj was born here, born in the Bihar. So, a lovely majestic Gurudwara, Takht Sri Harmandir Sahib Ji, located in the eastern part of Patna, and this was built in the to commemorate his memory. So, this is what the thing where it is the holiest place of worship of Sikh. So, this is what important place site of Sikhism. Now we have earliest formulator of modern economy, the kingdom of Madad and Lichvi, around 7th to 8th century, who produced rulers and nobles who devised this system of administration, that truly progenitor of modern science of statecraft. It is talking about the Kautilya, who authored about the Earth Shastra, and it is one of the very good book about the statecraft, in which he mentions about that in the happiness of the subject, the happiness of the king lies. So he mentioned about a number of spies, a number of theories of statecraft. So this is what the Arthashastra mentioned, that it is one of the greatest book for science of statecraft, which still is relevant. The one thing that is very much required, that it is relevant even in the today's situation. That is why it is it is one of the greatest treatises. Okay, now we had in this book we have science of statecraft, economic policy, military strategy. So all of the things have been mentioned here in this book itself. So this is what it mentions. So it also known as the Kautil, also known as Chanakya. He was a teacher, guardian, and advisor of the Chandragupta Maurya. So he was one of the greatest ruler, and he was his guru. So this is what it mentions about. Now we have a number of things like they send as an emissionary of Chandragupta Maurya. Chanakya traveled wide pursuit promoting the interest of a state dealing with the Greek invader and settled in the northwest of India along with the Indus Valley. So this is one of the greatest civilization we have developed. So Indus Valley, Indus is a river there in the northwest subcontinent, and this is now Indus has 5 channels, and on these 5 channels, Punjab is named like Punjab. Then we had he not only succeeded in preventing the further onslaught of Greeks, but also amicable coexistence between the Greeks and Maurya Empire. So this is what it mentions, that the Greeks he made a deal. He also dealt with the Greeks. Matlab in a sense not a deal, but he prevent the Greek attack to the India. And since at that point of time, if you remember, then it's a story of Mahapadmananda. He belongs to Nanda dynasty, and as per the story, it says that he is the one who made an insult of Chanakya, and uh, to show him, he he chose Chandragupta Maurya, to make him as a king, as against to the rule of Mahapadmananda. And since at that time the Alexander was also trying to enter in the India, and since he was entering, his soldiers were so much. They had already know that Indian king had a number of cavalries, elephants, and a huge amount of weapons. So they were so much scared they refused to cross the river and then they returned back. So this is uh, how the war has settled down, and from this political vacuum, the Chandragupta Maurya was able to create a kingdom of its own, and he united the many more regional kings, and then he captured uh, Patliputra itself. So this is what the story mentions about. Then we had Megasthenes. He was a mercenary of Alexander and Seleucus Nicator who lived in Patliputra. Okay, he was also a person of a diplomat. Like then he lived in Patliputra, and he left behind the chronicle of life around the Patliputra. And he this is the first record account by the foreign traveler in India itself. So it's a good statement. It describes in the vivid term the grandeur of life in Patliputra, a city which is established by the king Ajatasattu in around 5th century BC at the confluence of river Son and river Ganga. So one thing that we have to very much clear about, that the city which have been established by the king Ajatasattu, Patliputra, and in the 5th century BC, and later the capital was shifted to the Vaisali. Then it come back to the Patliputra in the time of Kala Ashok. So we have this changes in the capital of Bihar. Earlier the capital was used to be the Rajgir. So in the current Rajgir we have. So we have the Mauryan king, that is Ashok. Okay, also known as Priyadasi or Piyadasi, around 270 BC, was first to formulate the form tenets of the governance. So this is what tenets means, that theories of governance. He had these tenets popularly known as edicts of Ashok. So he inscribed on a stone pillar. Okay, he inscribed it on a stone pillar. Okay, which is erected across his kingdom. The pillars were crowned with the statue of one or more lions. Okay, sitting on the top of pedestal, which was inscribed with the symbol of whale. So this is talking about most of the pillar which had the image of the lion there, and they had also a circle in there on their abacus. So this is what they are mentioning about. So we will come to know about when we will study the Sarnath pillar, their architecture. We will have a detailed coverage of that. The lion symbol strength. Lion symbolizes the strength. Okay, so this is a point to note here. Then the wheel symbolizes the eternal, that endless nature of truth, that is dharma. Then we had hence the name dharma. We have dharma chakra. Okay, so this is why we use the chakra as the dharma chakra. The figure of lion at the top of pedestal with an inscription of a wheel was adopted as the official seal of Independent Republic of India. So this is what the importance of this seal is itself. Then we had also the Ashok Dharma Chakra was incorporated in the national flag of India, the Indian tricolor, which remains of a few of these pillars exist in the place like Loria, Nandangarh in the district of West Champaran, at Vaisali, in the west, Lordia and Nandangarh in the district of West Champaran and Vaisali respectively. So this is what we have. And then coming to the Ashok, a contemporary of Ptolemy and Euclid. So we know about Euclid. We have if one had studied about it, then it's a person of mathematician. Then we had Ptolemy, who is one of the traveler who wrote about the Indian subcontinent, their flora fauna, and they were great conquerors. So this is what the things are. Then we had his empire extend what is now called Northwest Frontier Province. Asoka was the time at the time of Asoka, he extended his empire um, up to the northwestern frontier, that is Pakistan in the west, to the eastern boundary, that is mountains which is present of India in the north, certainly up to the Vindhyas range in the south. So mm, Vindhyas range in the south. We have Asoka was responsible for what the Vindhya range means. Vindhya range means if you have political map of India, then it will have some amount of here, because Narmada river it is the valley which is north of Narmada. So Vindhya range is something north of Narmada. So it is located like here. So this is what the Vindhya range it mentions about. Then we had Asoka, who was responsible also for the widespread pro-Islamization of the people into Buddhism. So he was the one who tried to propagate Buddhism very enthusiastically, and he was the reason that Buddhism spread even in the India and also in the other countries also. He sent his son Prince Mahendra and daughter Sugmitra for the purpose to the far south and Sri Lanka itself. Okay, so this is what they say. So now coming to the next, we had ancient Bihar also saw glorification of women in matters of state affair. Okay, we have the story of Amarpali, a courtesan in Vaishali in the kingdom of Lichvi. Okay, so he wielded a enormous power. It is said that the Lord Buddha, during his visit to the Vaishali, refused the invitation of many princes and chose to have a dinner with Amarpali instead. Okay, so this is what the story is, and a little known that the historical and archaeological documents, uh, there are events that is worth mentioning in this context. So after his visit to the Amrapali, Lord Buddha continued with his journey towards the Kusinagar, also known as Kusinar in Buddhist text. So he traveled along the eastern bank of river Gandak, that is called Narayani also, which marks the western border of Champaran. Okay, and now it had been split into West and East Champaran. Then we have a band of devoted Lichvi followers accompanied Lord Buddha to his journey. At a spot known as Kesaria, the present Purvi Champaran, that is East Champaran, Lord Buddha took a rest for the night. Okay, it was here that he chose to announce the disciple the news of his impending nirvana, that is, his reveal his death, and implored them to return to Vaisali. Okay, they they requested them to return to the Vaisali, and the lamenting Lichvi steadfastly refused to leave. They refused to leave since they were following them. They accompanied the Lord Buddha, okay, in this journey to the Kusinagar. So this is what they say. The Lord Buddha, by creating a 6,000 feet wide stream between them, himself compelled them to leave. As a, save, as a souvenir, he gave them his alms ball. Okay, so we had the Lichvis, most reluctantly expressing their sorrow, wildly took leave and built a stoop there. And that stoop was to commemorate this event of, you know, the Buddha who lived there. So this is what the story is. Why Lord Buddha had chosen that spot only to announce the impending Nirman? Because, as he told his disciple Anand, he knew that in previous life he had ruled from that place that is named Kesaria as Chakravarti Raja, Raja Bain. So this is what the some amount of mythical story. So we have this. Now coming to the next, we have the pinnacle of education. So we know that Bihar had been famous for one thing, that is of Nalanda. It is one of the ancient university and one of the best university where um, the things are like the university for the higher education during the time of Gupta period. So it had been started with the Kumar Gupta. Then we had it is continued for the seat of learning until it was uh, you know uh, destroyed by the adventurers of uh, adventurers like a Muslim adventurer whose name was Khilji. Okay, and his name was Khilji, and was what was the name? Okay, let me. If I get to know, I will definitely make you know. So this is what the history of. So let me have this. Okay, nearby, Rajgir was the capital of Magad during the region of Bimbisar, and it was frequently visited by the Lord Buddha and Lord Mahavir. There are many Buddhist ruins here, and it is also known for its hot spring with the medicinal properties. So this is what the educational excellence of Bihar is. Now, coming to the medieval history, the glorious history of Bihar lasted till around the middle of 7th to 8th century during the Gupta era. So we have like during the Gupta era, there are many invaders from the Middle East who came. Like we had Indo-Greeks, we had Sharks. Okay, so we have a number of people who made attack on that time. Now, in the medieval times, Bihari people, uh, Bihar's prestige as the political and cultural center of India faded considerably. Okay, some of the remarkable period in the Bihar in the medieval time was the rise of Sher Shah, that is Sher Khan Sur, as an Afghan based in Sasaram, had their headquarters in Rohtas, and Sher Shah was the Jagirdar of Mughal king. Okay, one thing I'd like to get it know, that the one who burned the pinnacle of education like Nalanda was Bakhtiyar Khilji. Okay, so this was the man who burned the Nalanda University. Coming to the next, we had that he noted a ferocious. He was a very well administrator, and he was a very ferocious warrior. So he adopted several acts of land reform. Okay, the remain of the grand mausoleum that he built for him can be seen in the Sasaram. That is famously known as Sasaram Sher Shah Ka Maqbara. Okay, and it is called as the second Taj Mahal of India. So this is what the thing are. Now we have Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj who visited Patna and stayed in the Bhagat Jaimal's house near the Gai Ghat, Patna. In 1509 Common Era CE, later Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj came to Patna with his family in 1666. The 10th and last Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, was born at Patna in 1666. The Prince Azimuddin, the grandson of Aurangzeb, was appointed as governor of Patliputra in 1703, and Azimuddin renamed Patliputra as Azimabad in 1704. So we see the number of changes. We have to mention that we have Rajgir at first, that is capital. Then we shifted to Patliputra. Then for the some amount of time we also shifted to the Vaishali. Okay, Vaishali. It is not writing very well, but still you have to consider and focus on the Vais. Then we had changed the name of Patliputra as Azimabad. Okay, so this was the scene we have. So this is evaluation of the names. We have Battle of Buxar. The Battle of Buxar was fought on 21st of October 1764 between the forces under the command of British East India Company. British India Company, which had been led by the Hector Munro, and the combined armies of Mir Qasim, Nawab of Bengal, and Nawab of Awadh had been defeated, and the Mughal Empire Shah Alam too. They all have been defeated, the combined army of the Hector Munro. The battle was fought at Buxar, and it is a decisive victory for the British East India Company, and the war was brought to an end with the Treaty of Allahabad in 1765. So we will came to know about Battle of Buxar, and before Battle of Buxar we had a Battle of Plassey between the with the English fans. So we will in 1757 itself. So this is we will get to know in the very much details. We have modern history itself. During the most of the British rule, Bihar was a part of Presidency of Bengal and was governed from the Calcutta. Prominent figure that emerged from Bihar during the Indian independence struggle was Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who became the first president of Free India.